Hi, this is Kate from Kate Forman Yoga, and I'm here today to talk to you about wrist pain and why you have it in plank pose. This is one of the most common complaints that I hear from my students. My wrists hurt when I come into a plank. Sometimes it's a pretty easy fix, sometimes there's a little bit more going on, but I just wanted to give you a couple of tips and tricks so that you can maybe try it out in your own plank pose and see if they help you with that wrist pain. So the first step is, are you spreading your fingers? I know, it seems really easy and obvious, but a lot of times I see people whose hands look like this. They're on their mats, there's no space between their fingers, and then everything just kind of dumps into the wrist joint because there's no broad base for your support. So that's step number one, is spread through your fingers, make sure all 10 fingers have space between them. Step number two is a little bit more complicated. There is basically an arch to your palm, kind of like your foot. In order to kind of create that arch, you need to press into the perimeter of your hand. So the reason this is important, and I'll get into it really quickly, is because it distributes your weight across your hand. Just like the arch helps you with shock absorption in your foot and in your legs, the arch of your hand is gonna do the same thing for your arms. It's gonna help your wrist out a little bit more if you can create that arch in the palm. So how do you do this? Basically, you claw your finger pads back. You imagine there's like a little berry in the center of your hand that you don't want to crush and squish and make like nasty juices out of. So the way this would look is, instead of pressing strongly through the floor with your hand, you're just gonna give a little claw back with those finger pads. The clawing back with the finger pads is going to root the perimeter of your hand down, and it's gonna lift the center of your palm up naturally. Now, something I often see here is people either claw back too much and it actually lifts the front of their palm up, or another super common hand thing that I see in yoga classes is people rolling to the outside of their hand. So you want to try to find an even rooting down through the thumb mound and the pinky mound, and then you want to find a gentle clawing back of the finger pads, and that's going to help you root down the perimeter of your palm. If you've ever seen a gecko, I don't know how many geckos there are like in the United States. If you've ever like seen a gecko on a computer screen, go Google it right now. They kind of like latch on to the windows, and there's like little kind of clawing backs of their finger pads or their suction cups. So that's kind of what you want your hand to look like. A little easier way to replicate this is if you go grab a ball, like a basketball or a soccer ball, and you hold it between your hands. That's gonna give you that same feeling. And why this is important as well is, as you hold that ball or your imaginary ball here, you'll feel the muscles of your wrist engage. That's gonna help support and lift you out of that wrist joint. It's gonna give you a little bit more stability and support as you put your body weight on top of your wrist. Putting it all together, spread through your fingers, don't have them super close together, spread through your fingers, and then claw your finger pads back. Make sure you're pressing into the pinky mound and the thumb mound evenly, and then clawing those finger pads back, press into the perimeter of your palm while the center of your hand lifts. You don't wanna crush that little berry. Keep it nice and round. And that's it. Give it a try. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. And I just want to hear from you, so let me know. And then please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button if you want more tips and tricks like this. You can also follow me across all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Kate Forman Yoga. That's my email address too. That's my website. Let's connect. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.